my name is Abigail and I am the children's librarian at the Sterling Public Library. Today I want to talk about two middle grade refugee stories from the stacks. The first one is Other Words for Home by Jasmine Warga. This book is written in verse and it follows the main character Judah and her mother after they leave Syria because war is breaking out, and they move to the United States, and they move in with Judah's uncle and his family. And in this book, there's no big explosions or anything super dramatic happening in that way. It's more about the feelings that Judah and her mom experience moving to a new country with a new culture and new language to understand, and Judah starting at a new school and trying to make new friends. And it's really about the feelings that she has to navigate and knowing that her brother and her dad are still in Syria. And it's really eye-opening for that experience, but also for any kid that has ever had to start at a new school or move to a new place and start over. So that's Other Words for Home. The other book that I want to talk about is actually a graphic novel. It's written by Victoria Jamieson. That's the same author that wrote Roller Girl, if any of you are familiar with that. And she wrote this book with Omar Muhammad. So Omar and his brother grew up in a refugee camp when they were younger. They're from Somalia, but they grew up in a refugee camp in Kenya in Africa. And this book is really just like Other Words for Home. There's no big explosions. It's really about their feelings and how they navigate being a child in a refugee camp for so long, and the interactions that they have with their friends, and navigating being a refugee but also just being a kid and wanting to do fun kid stuff. This book is really eye-opening to that experience of being in a refugee camp. In our previous book, Judah doesn't go to a refugee camp. She just moves in with her uncle, but she still has all of those things to learn, and you'll have to see how this book ends to know what the next steps for Omar and his brother are. But this book is a graphic novel, and our first book is a novel in verse. So I'm hoping that both of these formats that these books come in will give a couple of doors into the experiences of these two kids that are refugees or immigrants, and their really unique experience. So these are the two books that I have for today, but if neither of those sound good to you, feel free to ask at the library. We love giving recommendations based on the kinds of things that you like to read, and we will talk to you soon.